Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Wicker, and I'm so excited for today's video because I finally have Simon Hurley's candle, stamp, and stencil set in my hands. I remember watching him create with this set about a year or so ago and instantly wanting it, but I never bought it. Well, during a recent shopping spree on Amazon, I saw it was available and I knew I had to have it. I can't wait to dive in and show you what I've got planned. Whether you love to see creative projects or just enjoy crafting, you're going to enjoy this one. So settle in and let's get crafting. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more crafty goodness. Let's get started, y'all. For today's card project, here are the main supplies you'll need to bring it to life. So you'll need the Simon Hurley's candle, stamp, and stencil set, of course. This is the main star of the show today. And then you will need this sentiment here, this die set. This is from Simon Says Stamp. It's called Happy Birthday Brush Script. It's an older one. It's from 2020. It's still on their website. I highly recommend having this in your collection. And then you're going to need the Spellbinders A2 Matting Basic Set A. We're going to use the largest die in the set to create today's card panel. And then we're going to be playing with some Lunar paste, which is really cool. I have a bunch of this in my stash, and I don't really use it a whole lot. I need to. It's really fun. I couldn't find this palette knife, but I'm getting out my Hero Arts one, so you'll need that. And then we're going to probably add some glitter to the card, maybe using the Wink of Stella brush or the Jelly Roll pen, the Stardust. I'm not sure yet if we're going to use that. And then we're going to get out some inks here because we're going to do some ink blending with Distress Oxides. And I picked a rainbow colors because we're going to make a rainbow background. So I'm using Picked Raspberry, Lumberjack Plaid, New Spice Marmalade, Squeeze Lemonade, Mowed Lawn, and Mermaid Lagoon for our rainbow today. And you'll also want to get out your VersaFine Clair and Nocturne ink for the to do the stamping. And then you also want to get out some Distress Oxide Black Soot. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that later on in the video, so stay tuned. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Oh wait, one more thing. You'll need, because we're going to do some embossing, you want to get a clear embossing powder out. So I got out my Simon Says Stamp Fine Detail Clear embossing powder. So I think that's it for the main supplies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the card making fun, y'all. Alright y'all, but before we dive into the stamping, I have a quick question for all you crafty geniuses out there. My Misty stamping tool has been getting a little well loved. And by loved, I mean it's got ink and smudges and sticky residue all over it. I've tried a few cleaning methods, but I'm still looking for the best way to get it sparkling clean again. I mean, look at it. It looks really sad. If you got any tips or tricks, please drop them in the comments below. I could really use some advice. So thank you. Okay, so now let's get into the stamping. This is the fun part. Well, one of the many fun parts in this video. So I'm using my trusty Misty stamping tool to get a perfect impression with this red rubber peel apart background stamp. This tool is such a game changer. It makes aligning and stamping so much easier. So remember, one thing with the red rubber peel apart background stamps is you want to remove the insert. So remember to remove the mouse pad and the insert because this is a thicker stamp. And well, it won't work with the inserts in there. So remember to remove those from the Misty. So now we are going to work on getting our stamp lined up. So we're going to use the grid here to help us. There we go. That looks good. I think. Oh, it wasn't right where I wanted it, so readjusting it. There we go. These peel apart background stamps are easy to put together once they've been peeled apart, so don't worry about that. So I've got my stamp all lined up, and now I'm getting out my card panel here and my pixie tape. We're going to tape this down to the Misty, the inside of the Misty, to hold it in place. And we're going to use the grid to line it up, because we want to cover the whole card panel. There we go, carefully lining it up and making sure it covers the whole card panel. I think that'll do it. So now you want to get the anti-static powder tool out, and you want to treat your cardstock, because we don't want any embossing powder to go where we don't want it to go. So you want to treat it. So I'm using my rabbit hole anti-static powder tool here. There we go. Now it's ready to go. And we are getting out, now we are getting out our VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to do the stamping. This is just a good, nice, good black ink pad that I like to use. There we go. You want to cover the whole stamped image. Sorry, I'm not showing the whole stamp there. It didn't fit into my screen. So now we're reaching for this little gadget. It's fantastic for evenly transferring the ink onto the cardstock, making sure we get every detail of the stamp, because we want it to come out nice and crisp and clear. So that stamping bug pressure tool comes in real handy. And we almost got it the first try, but I want to go ahead and make sure to cover my bases and stamp it twice. And repeating. And that should be good. All right, that looks great. Just what I want. I like when things turn out. And so I'm going to try to clean up some of this ink. So I'm going to get out my baby wipes here. See, this is what I try to do. I still can't get all that out. I don't know if I need to take soap and water and a scrubber or what. But I really hope I can get my Misty to look brand new again. Because it really does look kind of sad. Anyways, on to the next step. Alright, now it's time to move on to the heat embossing. I have everything set up here, ready to go. I'm getting out my Simon Says Stamp clear embossing powder and just sprinkling it over the freshly stamped design and tapping off the excess. And then we're going to pour the rest back into the container. And then I'm going to use my heat tool to melt it down. This gives the image a beautiful glossy finish that really makes it pop off the page. The combination of crisp stamping and glossy embossing is just stunning. It adds so much depth to our card panel. Make sure it's really hot. There we go. That looks great. Just what I wanted. Alright y'all, it's time to set up my Altenew Low Tack Sticky Mat. And let me just say, where would we be without these amazing grip mats, am I right? They are absolute game changers in the crafting world these days. They hold everything down perfectly, and they keep your cardstock secure and make sure nothing shifts around while you work. I mean, I just love them so much. So where would we be without these grip mats and the Misty, am I right? So another great tool to have in your craft room is this mixed media grip from Holtz. I trimmed it down so it will hold down my ink pad. It really comes in handy for that. So now on to the adding some color magic by ink blending our panel in a beautiful rainbow order. We're using Distress Oxide inks today. And I'm starting out with Picked Raspberry. And then I move on to Lumberjack Plaid, Spice Marmalade. Like I said, I kind of go in with a heavy hand. And my desk will shake sometimes. And then we're moving on to Squeeze Lemonade. I love that holder, that waffle flower brush holder. There we go. Now on to Mowed Lawn for the green. And then, make sure I get it all covered in. And then we're moving on to the final color, Mermaid Lagoon. And each color will seamlessly transition into the next, as you see, and it creates a really vibrant gradient effect. Distress Oxide inks are perfect for this because they blend so easily and give such a rich, creamy finish, which I really love. So now it's time to go in with the other stencil. We're going to do the Lunar paste. And we're going to add the Lunar paste to these candle flames. This is where the magic truly begins. The moment the paste touches the cardstock, it's like, wow. You can really see it changing the card. You can see the flames come to life with this stunning, vibrant glow. The metallic shimmer gives the flame such rich depth and dimension. It almost feels like they're flickering with real warmth and light. It's incredible how a small touch like this can completely transform your card, taking it from a flat design to something with so much character and charm. Check it out in the reveal. Here we go. First we got to clean the palette knife because we don't want that stuff sticking to the palette knife. Am I right? Here we go. Look at this. It's stunning. What I love most about using Lunar paste is it adds that extra layer of interest, making the candles a real showstopper. Okay, I've got my Wink of Stella brush pen ready, and I'm so excited to add some shimmer to the body of these candles. As soon as the brush touches the cardstock, you'll see this amazing subtle sparkle start to appear. It's like your project gets an instant glow up, and who doesn't love a little extra bling, am I right? What I love about this pen is how easy it is to control. The fine tip lets me get into all the little details of the candles, adding just the right amount of shimmer without overwhelming the design. It's that perfect balance, just enough to make the candle stand out, but still keep everything looking elegant. Tell me, have you ever tried the Wink of Stella brush pen? Or do you have another go-to product for adding shimmer? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you all are using to add that special sparkle to your cards. Okay, here's the reason why I wanted to get the Distress Oxide out. I wanted to show you how to create your own colored cardstock using Distress Oxide inks. Have you ever found yourself needing a specific color that you just didn't have on hand? This technique is a lifesaver. I saw Simon Hurley doing this in his video, and well, I just had to try it to see if it worked. So I'm getting out, I already have created a top folding note card, A2 in size, and I'm getting out my pixie tape here, holding down the note card and covering the back side because I don't want to get on the back side of the note card. So just, and the best part is you don't have to color in the whole card panel, just the edges, because that's all it's going to show. So this is just a fantastic way of customizing your card even further. So there we are, just going along the edges. And it's just a great way to match your cardstock to the rest of your design. So there we go, and you could go, go in with as much color, as little color as you want. I wanted it to be pretty dark, so I went in a few times around the edges. So, and then I was just setting it to dry with my heat gun there. And like I said, I accidentally tore the paper there, but that's okay. This is a card for myself anyways. And I could always fix it by putting a piece of cardstock behind there to cover that up. So now we're moving on to adding the sentiment. All right, y'all, we're almost at the finish line. Just need to add the sentiment to bring our card together. This final step really helps to pull the whole design into focus and adds that perfect finishing touch. It's always so satisfying to see everything come together. It really is. So now we're adding the Barely Arts glue to the back of the Altenew foam tape because we want some extra wiggle room here when we apply this to the card base. Lining it up just right. There we go. That looks great. And you would never know we inked that note card up with the Distress Oxide ink. I mean, it looks like it was meant to be that way. So pretty cool. Now finishing up the sentiment here. And that's a wrap for today's card project. I had such a blast crafting with y'all. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let me know what you think. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the crafty goodness coming your way. Your support means the world to me and keeps me motivated to bring you more fun and creative content. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Happy crafting! Ciao for now.